Imagine this: the man you thought was your closest friend at work suddenly turns into your worst nightmare. He bullies you. He harasses your co-workers. He laughs while planning to push you to suicide. And yet, he never saw it coming when the tables finally turned, and I destroyed him. Intro call to action. If you've ever dreamed of seeing justice served to someone who thought they could walk all over you, this story is going to hit you right in the soul. Hit that like button, subscribe if you love true revenge stories, and get ready, because this is one of the most disturbing, yet most satisfying takedowns you'll ever hear. New moon symbol: the beginning, trust betrayed. When I first started at my old job, I was the newbie. Young, inexperienced, trying to prove myself. The older workers treated me like family. They were mentors, almost like older brothers and sisters. I felt safe. I felt like I belonged. Then the pandemic hit. Isolation became normal. Video calls replaced real connection. And in that loneliness, a man named Bob reached out to me. At first, he seemed shy. Harmless. Just another worker who kept to himself. We started chatting online, work topics, random stuff. I thought I'd found a genuine friend. He was older than me, so when he made a few questionable jokes, I excused them. Maybe it's just a generational thing, I told myself. I had no idea what kind of person he truly was. High voltage sign. After the pandemic, our company downsized. I was lucky to stay, moved to a new client account with Bob. At first, it felt like a relief to have someone I knew there. But almost immediately, Bob transformed. Gone was the shy, quiet man I'd trusted. In his place was a wannabe social butterfly, but the kind that made everyone uncomfortable. He flirted with every young woman in sight. He told revolting stories about abusing servants in his hometown, laughing as if it was funny. It wasn't, it was disgusting. The office was full of Gen Z workers, bright, ambitious, still fresh out of school. And here was Bob, a creepy, older man circling them like a vulture. Women began to avoid him. They whispered to each other, scared, but reporting wasn't really part of the culture where we lived. And then, he turned on me. Fire the bullying starts. Suddenly, I became his favorite punching bag. Look how fat you are. Your face is full of acne. Still single. What a loser. At first, I brushed it off. Tried to laugh, tried to forgive. But when my younger co-workers defended me, Bob doubled down. And then he said something I'll never forget. Relax. I'm gonna insult him until he commits suicide. Those words. That smirk. That casual cruelty. I felt my stomach drop, my hands shake with rage. And then came the second blow. A gay co-worker, terrified, confided in me, showing screenshots of Bob's messages, demands for sexual cosplay, unsolicited pictures of his genitals, endless harassment. That was it. I wasn't just angry. I was done. See, Bob thought he was the puppet master. But he underestimated me. I wasn't loud, I wasn't flashy, but I had something far more powerful: trust. I had built real connections with my co-workers. I had respect. So I began to spread the truth. Quietly, carefully, division by division. I didn't need to exaggerate. His own words and actions were enough. The result. The man who tried so hard to be a social butterfly became a social corpse. No one laughed at his jokes. No one joined his conversations. When he brought pizza for his birthday, people gave him polite thanks and moved on. And when I had my birthday, my co-workers threw me a surprise celebration. Bob sat in silence, realizing I had replaced him as the center of the room. His mask cracked. He begged to be moved to night shift, just to escape the humiliation of facing me and everyone else who now despised him. I thought the story was over. But the universe wasn't finished. Exposure. Something didn't add up. Every morning, when the night shift ended, Bob was nowhere to be seen. He was supposed to be there. But he wasn't. I started asking questions. The answers were vague. Never saw him. Don't know. And then it clicked. He wasn't working night shifts at all. He was working from home illegally, using copied company software on his laptop. That was a massive violation. But I couldn't just accuse him, I needed him to expose himself. So one rare day he did show up. I casually said, "Hey, it's rare to see you in the office. Getting bored working from home?" The look on his face, pure panic. "Who told you?" he stammered. I knew then, I was right. And now it was only a matter of time. The trap finally sprung during a system error. Our team leader, Rose, checked the system logs. Something about Bob's account didn't add up. I nudged gently. Maybe you should check deeper. Just to be sure. What she found shattered her illusion of him. She was furious, truly furious for the first time I'd ever seen. That night, she called Bob. Her voice was ice. She demanded he explain. He denied, lied, squirmed. She gave him an ultimatum: show proof he was working legitimately, or face the consequences. And what did Bob do? He didn't show up. He didn't fight. He didn't even try to cover his tracks. He disappeared. Within days, he was gone from the company. Fired. No severance. No recommendation. A career obliterated. And the best part? He wasn't fired for harassment. He wasn't fired for bullying me. No. He was fired for being lazy. For cheating the system. For thinking he was untouchable. The poetic justice was almost too perfect. A man who mocked others, who preyed on the vulnerable, who tried to push me into despair, was undone by his own arrogance. To this day, I still wonder, what made Bob change? Was he always this monster, hiding behind a mask? Or did the pandemic twist something inside him? But in the end, it doesn't matter. What matters is that justice was served. That people who were hurt by him could finally breathe. And that I learned something powerful. Sometimes, revenge isn't about a single strike. Sometimes, it's about patience. About letting people dig their own grave, and then making sure everyone sees it. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button, and tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen in your own life? And if you want more real stories of justice, betrayal, and ultimate payback, don't forget to subscribe. Because the next story might just be even more shocking.